Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. Today we are reviewing Wrath of Becky. Seems like just last year we reviewed the first film.
Yeah, because we did.
We did, all
but
right.
We did it twice.
We did it twice?
We did it the year before that.
On the podcast?
Yeah, no, on YouTube.
We have two videos?
Well, no, I caught it before I uploaded it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we did review it last year, but it was a duplicate and caused problems.
We promise in 2024 we're going to get more organized with everything we do.
Until we review Wrath of Becky again next year.
That's right. Until next time. Goodbye. Okay, let's get this started. Go ahead and break down the plot.
Alright, so the movie kicks off with Becky and her dog Diego being adopted by this loving, caring, chirpy family. She goes along with it till the nighttime when she busts out. She goes on the run for 3 years. We get a fun little montage going on. And we pick up with her 3 years later. She's living with this older woman named Elena. She knows something's gone on with Becky's past, but she's not prying for information, really. And Becky's working as a waitress at a diner where she encounters three guys who are part of a extremist group called the Noblemen. And the one guy pisses off Becky, who dumps coffee on his lap, as one does. Because I love the fact they show her spending her time at the diner, like fantasizing about killing all these assholes who come in.
Yeah.
As one does at those jobs.
I mean, at any job.
Yes. But these guys are pissed off. They follow her back to the house. And what ends up just being a moment to scare her ends up being they shoot the old woman. They knock her out and kidnap her dog.
I thought they killed the dog and then like later in the scene they didn't.
No.
They just knocked him out.
I think they like shot at the dog kind of deal, but...
Well, no, the one guy hit him with a bat. And I thought like that would kill him.
No.
Just knocked him out. He's a big dog.
No, that's a big dog. It has a big head too.
Yeah.
But she comes to. She remembers them talking about a guy named Daryl. And there are two Daryls in the area. The first one is an old woman hooked up to an oxygen tank,
smoking a cigarette.
And the next...
I feel like that's going to be you.
That'll be me.
It'll definitely be
Just
you.
right through the hole. The other one leads her to a cabin in the woods, and that's where they all are. We meet a man named Daryl. He's played by Sean William Scott. He's the leader of the Noblemen. Well, he's on the surface looks like he's the leader of the Noblemen. He answers to somebody else though. And she's doing surveillance and recon, and she discovers that they are going to... How best to word this for YouTube so it doesn't kill me. They're planning to eliminate a politician.
I would probably say official.
Official.
Yeah, because that still doesn't...
Damn censors. Anyway, she ends up stealing a thumb drive that has all the Noblemen members on it. And that's when the fun begins. Because while this is all going on, we learned that the three who pissed off Becky, one of them is new. And they're all in here for this big rally. And they're keeping what happened from Daryl. They don't want him to know. But as things go on, they're forced to tell. The one guy she takes out in this like a pitfall trap, and then drags him back to the door, puts a grenade in his mouth, and rings it to the door. So when Daryl opens the door, it explodes.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Then Daryl takes out another one of them when they confess to what happens, and he's going to leave because he doesn't want to be a part of what violence they have planned. And the third guy, he runs away. Twig, one of the other guys who were already at the house, goes after her. And he falls to a machete attack. As he should. At least you didn't name your kid that.
Daryl?
No, what Twig named his son.
What did he say? Cause like,
Adolf.
Oh yeah, because she's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. But while she's doing that, it gives Daryl time to hit her with some tranquilizers and knock her out. When she comes to, Daryl's got the key from the first movie. And he actually opens it up and there's coordinates inside of it. And we meet the official ringleader. It is the old woman hooked to the oxygen tank, the first Daryl.
I mean, you almost probably seen that coming. Because, like...
You could have, yeah. But it was a fun reveal.
Oh, yeah, because it's, like, really, like, when she first interacted with the old lady, Daryl, it's like, okay, an old woman named Daryl, come on, smoking a cigarette with an oxygen tank, come on now. Like, you don't make that character stand out for nothing.
It was, at least it wasn't just a fun throwaway joke. It actually came back. But anyway, she manages to get loose, and she lures Daryl into the woods where she has a bunch of traps and takes him out. And then takes out the old lady with Diego. And at the end, you see her meeting with a CIA agent who wants to know how this teenage girl just took out this terror organization. And then recruits Becky to the CIA.
As the youngest member.
And officially, the movie ends with her taking out the last guy with a rocket launcher. And that's the Wrath of Becky movie.
Yeah. Okay, first off, how old was Becky in this film?
16.
16. Because I feel like they said she was 19 at one point.
No.
So now, see, that makes these scenes so creepy when they hit on her.
Yes.
My God. Hold on. Let me just get my thoughts together on this one. Okay. So we talked about the one scene with Daryl, the old lady, that, you know, kind of, like I said, you're glad they didn't throw it away, but at the same time, there was just too much going on with that character, and so forth. Why does Becky like to run away from all these foster homes?
Because she's mentally not well.
Definitely after now, and I know there's going to be a third film.
And she views herself as not needing anybody, because she can take care of herself.
Well, clearly not. It's not like she easily defeated these people. They still got some good hits on her.
They did, but she did take out 2 of them with no problem.
Well, yeah, because she set up a booby trap and all of that. Now, I do like when she does have those flashbacks of like the murdering the people, like definitely the old guy at the coffee shop, or then Twig when she, you know, when the scene starts where she rolls out with the mulcher or whatever.
Yeah. And
then it cuts back to her. She's like, "Yeah, but I couldn't find the keys."
Yeah, that was great. I couldn't find the keys. And she did look like an absolute badass walking into that barn. With the smoke going on behind her.
Yeah. I mean, the mulcher would have been probably better, but
yeah,
she still sliced him up pretty good. He took a beating. I mean, he got shot with a arrow through his mouth.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
It did seem like she was not going to let anybody get a hit on her. I mean, until they got a hit on her, and then it kind of backfired a little bit.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott as Daryl. We were talking about this off camera a little bit. It's like, I don't think he is a bad actor. I think he just got into that stereotype of playing Stifler. So there's not too many roles that I've seen him not play a Stifler-like character, and this is one of them. He played a intimidating...
I do like the fact that seems to be the goal of this movie, too, when it comes to recruiting villains. Is to get these characters that don't normally play villains to play a villain. Because we had that same one for
Kevin James.
Kevin James in the first movie. Kevin James killed it, by the way. He should never play a funny man again after that role.
But see, like, the difference, though, is Kevin James has multiple films that there's variations of him, but it just seems like Sean William Scott could never shake off the Stifler acting. Even when you did like him in other films, he was still basically playing like a Stifler. You named Rundown, I named Role Models. But seeing him as a intimidating, like, he looked like he was jacked. Like, he was like muscle, and he didn't give 2 shits. And
he had a good death stare, like the way he locked his jaw and just stared at you.
Yeah. This movie was kind of simple to the point.
I do think that one of the big flaws that hurts this movie is the fact that they may have overcooked these characters a little bit too much.
What do you mean?
I get it. They're pricks. You could stop building them as pricks at some point. Like with Twig, it was kind of funny because they just kept doubling down, double down, one more time. And it's like, okay, I get it. I want him dead. Calm down. It was always fun. Lulu Wilson just owns this role too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was not pleased by the fact he teased the return of the orange hat, just to have her put it back.
Oh, yeah.
When she was getting ready to go out to go try to find them, she pulled out the orange hat and then put it back.
Okay. I didn't have a problem with like her being Becky. I think like, the last time, or one of the last times that we reviewed, I think we talked about like, or maybe you said it's like, Becky was kind of like Home Alone on like roids or something,
Yeah.
or like, I don't think it really had that feel to it. Like this was not.
This wasn't
in
like
New York.
Home Alone again. But, this is what the first Becky reminded me of was like Home Alone if they actually admitted to what really happened. What really would happen if you were put in one of these Home Alone style traps.
Yeah. Well, speaking of traps, my God, Daryl's bear trap scene was pretty.
Yeah, that was so smart too. Like she not only worked out where to put them, but made sure to put them where he would fall.
And then when the last one was like right on his neck, that was actually pretty good. You said it's not as good as the first one. What kind of made you say that?
Well, I think that Kevin James is just a little bit better than Sean William Scott. I don't remember his name. I'm going to call him Kurgan. His wrestling name. Sorry, I just don't remember what his actual name is. But he was really good as a henchman, especially being that he's like 7 foot tall, standing next to like teenage Lulu Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, I do think.
You had a bit more personal edge to this, being that they, killed her father and her stepmom.
Didn't she have a
Or
brother,
not
too?
stepmom, but
No, it was her stepmom.
were they married or were they about to get married?
One or the other.
Yeah.
And there
Or
wasn't
would
there-
be stepmom.
Yeah, and wasn't there like a brother she had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the personal aspect of it is taken out. And obviously, there's. I mean, I don't know. Like, would Becky have gone to after these people if they didn't kill the lady? That's the
Maybe.
because like
she's holding on to sanity a little bit.
because like that's literally like her new family home thing.
I think but they also didn't just take out the old lady, they took the dog too.
Yeah, Diego. They made it personal.
Yeah.
They made it personal. So, I mean, it still had a personal feel to it, but not as deep.
I did like the fact that they kept the key in play.
Yeah.
Giving you sequel baiting there. To show you, like, this key still matters. We haven't forgotten about it.
And it's been... the first one came out in, what, like 2019 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, usually with everything that has happened over that time frame, writers will tend to forget little details, but it's nice that...
It makes me feel like this trilogy, because they were planning a third one, like you said,
Correct, yep.
has been thought out in advance.
Yeah, I think they always had a plan, and that's how you know... That's the difference between good sequels and bad sequels, in my eyes, is if you plan a story out, whether it's individual stories or whatever, you plan it out, the sequel is a better quality. If you sit there and go, oh, we made Becky, it was a hit, we'll sit back in, we'll decide what we want to do, and then 6 months later you're like, oh, we got a deadline now because they want a sequel, let's go do this. Now you're rushing a story, and it's just, the quality's not always there.
Like, it's not as good as the first Becky, but one of the things that does go against it is the first Becky was so good.
It was unique.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it really comes down to, is like, you literally had this, she was what, 13 then? Or
Yeah, got
Okay.
13 because she was 16 here, and that's the reason I got.
Alright. So, you literally have a 13-year-old girl killing people, not, haha, get them locked up, yay. No, you literally had them.
Yeah, she was out for blood.
She was out for blood. So, honestly, that idea alone was something new. Now you gotta try to build upon it. And that's often not difficult to do because We know she's going to kill somebody.
Yeah, I am here for it.
To me, I will agree with you. I don't think it was as good as the first one. But I don't think this was a bad sequel either.
Yeah.
So for me,
Final grade.
final grade for this one. I don't want to put it in the average column because I feel like it does still stand out because as a series it is going to stand out. I am interested in 3 because I want to see what they do with this character now that she's in the CIA type of thing.
Yeah. Because now she's going to have, an open thing of weapons now.
Yeah. But that worries me because they didn't want her to go over the top too. I'm going to honestly give this a B.
I'll give it a B+. I can't go higher than B+.
No, I don't think this is a film that could get lost in the shuffle. But the reason why this won't get lost in the shuffle is not because of this film. It's because of the first film.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, you're going to Google Becky. You're going to go, oh, there's 1 and 2. There's 2 films. If this was a standalone, it probably would be lower in grade, but it's still holding on to Becky. And it did enough to go, okay, what are they going to do in part 3? So I'm giving it a B. Justin's giving it a B+. Until next time.
Bye-bye.